Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got the final game of this two-game series between the Mets and the Cubs. Leading on for the Mets, playing center field, Mazzoni. Batting second, playing short, is Reyes. Batting third, playing third, is Wright. Batting fourth, playing first base, is Alonso. Batting fifth, playing right field, is Agee. Batting sixth, playing left field, is Jones. Batting seventh, playing second base, is Hunt. Batting eighth, doing the catching, is Grote. And on the mound, the lefty, Jerry Grossman, batting ninth. And for the Chicago Cubs, hometown Cubbies, leading off, playing shortstop is Dunston. Batting second, playing second is Beckert. Batting third, playing third is Bryant. Batting fourth, playing right field is Sosa. Batting fifth, playing first base is Lee. Batting sixth, playing left field is Kingman. Batting seventh, playing center field is Dawson. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Bartlett. And on the mound, another lefty, the battle of the lefties, John Lester, batting ninth for the Cubs. Let's get down here to Wrigley Field and get this game started, folks. And to lead it off here for the Mets, Lee Mazzoni batting .259 with a homer and 4 RBIs. John Lester's second appearance. He's 0-1 with a 7.5 ERA. And let's look at the Mets here. You are 3-4, a game and a half back of the Braves. Mazzelli, like I say, batting .259 with a homer and 4 RBIs. Reyes batting .30-33, a homer and 1 RBI. Darryl Strawberry off to a slow start. 077 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Hernandez 200 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And Bernard Gilkey batting .154 with 1 homer and 4 RBIs. Gooden with that 1.69 ERA. And DeGrom with a 2.57. And KOOSMAN with a 5.14 to start this game. Lester with a 5. Yeah, Jerry KOOSMAN starting this game. And Al Leiter with a 5.14. And Tom Seaver with a 9. Let's get down here to the field. Get this party started. Here's the pitch from Lester to Lee. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kingman in left field. And that'll be out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the first. And Jose Reyes comes up now, batting .333 with a homer and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lester strikes him out for out number 2. And David Wright comes to the plate. And David's batting .250 with a homer and 4 RBI. And that's going to be a slow roller down to Dunston. He throws over to first to get David. 1, 2, 3, top of the first. Mets nothing. Cubs coming to bat. Dunston, Becker, and Bryant. And Sean's batting .133 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Jerry is second appearance of the year. No record. 5.14 ERA. And the Cubbies are in third place, a game behind the Brewers. Sammy Sosa's off to a great start, batting .407, 7 homers and 12 RBIs, leading in homers and RBIs. And the Hawks off to a slow start, batting average-wise, .156, but he does have 3 homers and 7 RBIs. Ernie Banks off to a slow start, batting .100. And Ryan Sandberg off to a good start, batting .333, 3 homers and 4 RBIs. And then you got Rizzo batting .095 with a homer and an RBI. Kyle Hendricks, look at that ERA, 0.6 ERA. Arrieta, 6.28. Ellsworth, a 3.46. And Fergie, a 3. And like I say, John Lester starting this game off with a 7.50 ERA. And here's the pitch to Sean Dunston as we drop one of the dice. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Dunston's aboard here with a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Mr. Glenn Beckert. And Glenn batting 294, no homers and 1 RBI. And here's the pitch to Glenn. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Grote takes the mask off near the screen, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 1. Here comes Mr. Chris Bryant. He's batting 500 on the year, folks, with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Chris is down at first. And Dunston down at second with only 1 out. And here comes the man, Sammy Sosa. 407, 7 homers and 12 RBIs. And that's going to be another base on balls. Jerry KOOSMAN just walked, the bases loaded. I mean, I understand showing Sammy respect, but the bases are now juiced. And Derek Lee comes to the plate batting at 083. No homers and 3 RBIs. Can he deliver here? Cubs everywhere you look. Dunston at third, Bryan at second, Sammy at first. Here's the pitch to Derek. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes him out. A big out there. 2 down. And it's up to Dave King Kong Kingman. And he is batting 231, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be, he's going to walk and a run, folks. Walks and a run. He has walked 3 batters in this inning and walks and a run. It is 1-0 Chicago. And now the Hawk is up. And Dawson is batting 156. He does have the 3 RBIs and 3 homers and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be popped up in the shallow right field. Jones comes running in, makes the catch, ends the inning, but all the walks. Let's hear it. Walks kill you, folks. Cubs 1, Mets nothing as we go to the top of the second. You got Alonso, Agee, and Jones. The double-A up now. Pete is batting 100 with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lester strikes him out for out number 1. And Tommy Agee comes to the plate now, batting 182 with a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a back-to-back strikeouts. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Lester here. Can he strike the side out? And Jones is batting 100. His 1 hit is a homer, and he's got 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Glenn at second. And that'll be an easy inning for Lester. We go to the bottom of the second. Barnett, Lester, and Dunston due up. And Michael is batting 308, off to a good start with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes him out. That's his 2nd strikeout to go with the 3 walks. Sean Dunston, who started this game off. Lester's up now. And we need Lester's card is what the problem is. Have to put Lester in here. And Lester looking for his first hit of the year. He's out for 2. And that's going to be a double. John Lester says we don't need no stinking DH. He has a 1-out double. Gets in scoring position for the top of this lineup, folks. Sean Dunston started out this game with a single and came around to score the only run. Here's the pitch to Sean. And that's going to be a ground ball. I'm sure that's going to be a 20, 26 and an 8. Barely fielding column 1. And that's going to be grounded to third. Short, rather. He's going to fire over to first. Lester's going to hold. Now there's 2 outs. So it's up to Glenn here to do some damage with a runner on second and 2 outs. He's 0 for 1. Popped up to the catcher's first time up. And that's going to be against the lefty. 18. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Nope. It's going to be a fly ball out to center. Lee makes the catch. And that'll win the inning. John Lester's double gets stranded at second. It's still 1-0 Chicago. You got Hunt, Grote and KOOSMAN due up here to bottom third. And Ron's batting .375 with a homer and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. John Lester's pounding the strike zone, his 4th strikeout. Jerry Grote's up now. And he is looking for his first base hit of the year, folks. He is 0 for 12. And that's not going to get it done. It's going to be a fly ball out to Sammy for out number 2. And Jerry comes to the plate. And he's looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 2. Can he do what old Lester did to him? Nope, that's a swing and a miss. And that's a 1-2-3 third. To the top of the 4th we go. We got Bryant due up, followed by Sosa and Lee, the 3-4-5 hitters. Chris Walk back in the 1st. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes him out. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. And here's Sammy Sosa, who walked back in the 1st. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Jerry settled down since that 1st inning. And here's Derek Lee up now, who struck out his 1st time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 42 and a 41. 42 and a 41. It's going to be 26. And the team, let's see here. What's the team? 8, 9, 13, 21, 28, 31, 33, 34, 35, 38. That'll be fielding column 2. That's going to be a long fly ball in the left field. Jones makes the catch. And that'll be out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's still 1-0. We go to the top of the 4th. It's still 1-0. Chicago. You got the top of the order due up here against Lester. Lee, Jose, and David. And Lee Mazzoni 0 for 1. And that's going to be an infield hit. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Mets. A little infield chopper down the 3rd gets Lee aboard here. And Jose Reyes is up now. And Jose is 0 for 1. He struck out his 1st time up. And that's going to be against the lefty, 18. And that's going to be a ground ball down to the back to the mound. And 43. That should still be column 1, and it is. And he'll spin around and throw down the 2nd with Dustin covering, and that'll be out number 1. Now Reyes is down in 2nd. I think they're going to send him, going to try to steal here, folks. Try to get him in scoring position. That would be a, well, he makes it automatically. Don't even have to roll. And he barely made it. Barely made it with that. Let's make sure -3. Let's get rid of this here. Make sure I'm right. -3 and no move. Makes him a 36. So that's 65. He barely made it, folks. Stolen base. So Jose's in scoring position now with 1 out. And David right at the plate. And David's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a against the lefty. Runner on 2nd. That's 11. And that's going to be a base hit over 2nd in the center field. And a 5. That's going to be a 55. He should score easily, even with the Hawks arm out there. Yep, he'll score with no throw. David with an RBI single ties this ball game up. It's 1 apiece. And Pete Alonso's up now. And Alonso's 0 for 1. He struck out against Lester. And that's going to be a runner down at 1st. And that's going to be a pop-up Down the short, Dunston makes the catch for out number 1. Sorry, out number 2. That brings up Tommy Agee now. He struck out against Lester his first time up. That's going to be a ground ball down back to the mound. Lester's up with it, tosses it over to Lee at first, but 1 run scores, ties this game up as we get to the bottom of the 4th, 1 apiece. You got Kingman, Dawson, and Michael due up here. Dave, he walked and drove in a run when he walked. That's going to be against the lefty, 14. And that's going to be an infield hit by Dave Kingman. He shows off his speed there, folks. Gets an infield hit. So Kingman's down at first. And the hawk comes up, Andre Dawson. He flew out the left his first time up, 0 for 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Dawson strikes out for out number 1. See if Michael can get something going here. Michael was 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Might not be a ground ball down the second. Yeah, it's going to be a ground ball down the second, a 23 and a 7. That'll be fielding column 1. And that's going to be the old double play. Nice job. That's a 4-6-3 double play as Michael can't get down the line fast enough. They turn 2. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still 1 apiece. You got Jones, Hunt, and Grote due up here. And Jones is 0 for 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lester strikes him out. That's his 6th strikeout of the ball game, folks. And Ron Hunt's up now. He's 0 for 1. He struck out. And that's going to be a 18. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Dunston. Nice play by Sean. Fires over to Lee for out number 2. Jerry Grote up now. He's 0 for 1 tonight. And that's going to be a base on balls. At the very worst, that gets Jerry up here. KOOSMAN, 2 Jerrys. And he is 0 for 1 today. Struck out against Lester. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Sammy. And that'll end the inning. And the Mets strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still knotted up 1 apiece. You got Lester due up, and then we're back to the top of the order. And Dunston and Glenn. And Lester is 1 for 1, folks. He got a double back there in the second. Can he do it again? And he does. John Lester with back-to-back doubles, folks. The lead off this 5th inning. Can they cash it in this time? So you got a runner down at second and nobody out. And Sean Dunston's 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Nope, that's not going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. That's going to be a hit by pitch. He hits Dunston, definitely not on purpose. And now you got first and second. Still nobody out. Does set up the double play ball. Glenn's up. He has popped up and flown out 0 for 2. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Jones is out there. Makes the catch for out number 1. Now you got Chris Bryan up. Can Chris deliver here? He has struck out and walked. Has yet to put the ball in play. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right. But with Lester's speed, he's going to stay put. And that'll be 2 down. And again, the runners haven't moved. But here's Sammy. Can he deliver here and give the Cubbies the lead? He is 0 for 1. He's walked and struck out also. And that's going to be a 40. That'll be the team. That'll be a lone line drive out to center field. Lee Mazzoni makes a nice catch out there. Robs Sammy of an RBI and a base hit. And that's it. Cubby strand 2 more. What a pitching matchup we got. It is still 1-1 at the top of the 6th, and the top of the orders due up here. Lee, Reyes, and Wright. And Lee's 1 for 2. He just made a great catch. Can he translate that into a base hit? And nope, but he'll take the walk. So Lee's down at first. And Jose Reyes is up. And they're going to do a little hit and run here. Trying to get the runner started and see what happens. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that's going to be a 31 for him to steal. 31. That's a 61 or lower. And Lee's got a stolen base. 61 or lower. And he's in there with a stolen base. So now you got a runner down at second. And nobody out. And the 0-1 pitch to Reyes. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down to second. Glenn's only plays over to first. The runner will get down to third. That'll force the Cubbies to bring the infield in here in the 6th inning. And David Wright's up. And David is 1 for 2. And David is 1 for 2. He has an RBI single back in the 4th. And that's going to be against the lefty. 11. And that is going to be a base hit in the center field. And that's going to get in the run. Still nobody out. And Lester now trailing 2-1. And having a rough 6th inning here. Runner on first, still nobody out. And already given up a run. Pete is 0 for 2. He struck out and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He bounces back after giving up the run. 1 down now. His 7th strikeout of the game. Tommy Agee's up now, 0 for 2. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now first and second and 2 outs. And we got Ron Hunt up. Jones up. Jones on the jukebox is 0 for 2. And that's going to be another base on balls. Lester has just walked himself into a bases loaded situation here, folks. And that is going to get the bullpen up. Can't afford to give up any more runs. Bases full. Mets right. Agee and Jones on the pad from left to right. And Hunt at the plate, 0 for 2. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He fires over the first. Sean does. That'll end the threat. And the Mets leave the bases loaded, but take a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the 6th. You got Lee, Kingman, and Dawson due up here against Jerry. And Derek is 0 for 2. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 17. And that's going to be an infield hit for Derek. So the tying runs down at first with nobody out. And the big boy, Dave Kingman's up, old King Kong. And he is 1 for 1. He has walked, drove in a run when he walked in, singled in the 4th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes him out for out number 1. Here comes Dawson, who is in a 0 for 2 game, and he's batting a .147, but he has the 3 homers. Can Dawson deliver, folks? And no, not yet. That's going to be a, let's see here, 61. That's going to be a rare play on the 40 with the runner at first. Have to re-roll some dice here. Let's see, make sure I'm right here. Runner on first. See a pass ball with 3. Yep. It's going to be a rare play. It's going to be a 61 on a 40. And that is going to be hit out the right field. And Tommy Agee's out there in right field. And that'll be a, sorry, that's going to be hit down the first. No, hit down the out in the right field. That'll be a fly out the right. And that'll be 2 down now. Runner still at first. And Michael, see if he can do it. He's 0 for 2 today. He's batting 267 on the year. He's got 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Reyes. Takes the short way over to second. And the Cubbies strand one. We go to the 7th. It's still 2-1 New York. You got Grote, Jerry, and then the top of the order due up. So the 2 Jerrys are due. Lester's supposed to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Grote. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lester strikes him out. That's 8 strikeouts on the game. Here comes the other Jerry up now with nobody on and 1 out. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Derek. He'll take it himself for out number 2. We're back to the top of the order. 2 out, nobody on. Lee's 1 for 2. He has walked. He has scored a run and stolen a base and singled in this game. And that's going to be another base on balls for Lee. And again, I think he's going to take off, try to get in scoring position, get that insurance run down there. And that will be a 31, a 61, isn't that what I said? Yep, a 61. And they throw him out. Michael throws him out. And that ends the inning, folks. Nice job by Michael. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 2-1 New York. And let's see here. We're going to let KOOSMAN pitch until somebody gets on. If anybody gets on, we'll take him out. So that'll be it for Lester. Let's see here, old Lester. Take a look here at the box score. Lester goes 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 5 struck out, 8. See who's going to come off the bench here. Pitch hit against the lefty. And Hickman's going to come off the bench. Jesse, see if he can do something against this lefty. Get the tying run at first and a go-ahead run at the plate. And Hickman is batting .667, folks. He is 2 for 3 with a homer and an RBI. Here's the pitch to Hickman. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And that's going to be a fine catch out there by Agee. Takes a base hit away from Hickman. A tip of the cat by Jerry, because that saved him a base runner. Now there's 1 out. Back to the top of the order in Dunston. And Sean's 1 for 2. He is singled, came around the score and been hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down to David. He fires over to first for out number 2. So it's up to Glenn here. Can Glenn get on base? He's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes him out. We're going to the top of the 8th in a 2-1 game. See who's going to come out here and pitch. You got Reyes, who was up when the runner got thrown out. And I think old Lindy Daniel is going to come out. Lindy's going to come out of the bullpen. Try to keep this a 1-run ball game. Where's Lindy at? There he is. Why are they? I know I made them inactive. I think that's what's going on here. Yep. That's what's going on. Okay. So we got Daniel coming in. Sorry about that. I'm just noticing there's players active that shouldn't be. And I think when I'm hitting that transaction, it's activating everybody. So Lindy comes in, his second appearance of the year. No record and no ERA. And he'll be facing Reyes, Wright, and Alonso. 2, 3, 4 hitters. Jose is 0 for 3 today. He did reach on a fielder's choice, stole the base, and came around the score back in the fourth. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And that's going to be a nice play by Lindy right away. As soon as he gets in the game, they try to take advantage of him, but he's up to the job. Throws him out for out number 1. Now David Wright, who's having a good game. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Great game. And that's going to be a ground ball again back to Lindy. And that's 2 quick outs. That was a lot easier play than the first one. Now Pete Alonso's up. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and popped up. And that's going to be against the righty 15. That's going to be a fly ball out to Sammy. And that'll do it. The Mets go down 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the 8th we go. You got Bryant due up here, followed by Sosa and Lee, the big boys. Again, they're letting Jerry out there. They got the bullpen up and ready, though. They got Diaz and Jesse Orozco up, the righty and the lefty. So they're ready. If anybody gets on, Chris Bryant 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be against the lefty, 13. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Nice play by Lee. Saved another hit. Defense has been saving Jerry in these last few innings. Here comes Sammy. One swing of the bat, and he could tie this game up. He is 0 for 2 today. He did walk back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jerry strikes him out for out number 2. And Derek Lee's up now. And Lee is 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be a rare play, a 43 and a 41. 43 and a 41 is going to be a ball 1. So he falls behind on Lee. Let's see if Lee can take advantage of this 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 17. And that is going to be another nice catch. Lee Mazzoni bails him out, folks. And we go to the top of the 9th. It's 2-1 New York. You got Agee, Jones, and Hunt due up here against Lindy. And Tommy is 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 6th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Sammy for out number 1. And Jones on the jukebox is up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 6th. And that's going to be a rare play, a 62 and a 40. And that's going to be out in front of the mound, out in front of the plate. Michael's not that great of a fielding third baseman first, and on error as he F to second. Nope. So first on error as he drops an infield fly. Unbelievable, folks. An error on Bartlett, an E2. Now you got a runner down at first, and one out. And Ron Hunt's up now. And definitely Cubby's looking to turn 2. Dunston to Beckett to Lee isn't the same as Tinker to Evans to Chase. But they'll take it. Here's the Ron Hunt 0 for 3. And that ball is well hit. And all that error. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. 1 out. Let's see if Jones can score. Sammy's got a good arm out there. 25. They're going to send him here. A 51 or lower, he scores. And he's in there. An RBI double by Hunt makes it a 2-run ball game. And it is now 3-1 in the top of the ninth here. Jerry Groats up with a runner down at second and 1 out. And you know what? I think we intentionally walk him, force the Mets' hand, sets up the double play. And that'll be it for the other Jerry. So he goes 8 innings, gives up 5 hits on 1 run. And they'll probably bring in, who's going to be due up here? It's going to be Kingman, Dawson, and Bartlett. So Diaz is going to come in the game. Let's see who's going to pitch hit here against Lindy. And they're going to give Darryl Strawberry a shot here, folks. He is struggling. They're going to try to show him some confidence and let him come up here to bat with 2 on, 1 out. So they give the call to Strawberry. Where is Darryl Strawberry at? There he is. And Strawberry, like I say, is struggling on the year. He is 1 for 13 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Batting .077. A little bit of confidence in him here. Let's see if it pays off. And that does, folks. Darryl Strawberry delivers here. And that'll be against the righty. That'll be a 10. And that will be a double in the right field. And Jerry's going to stop at third, and it is now a 2-run ball game as Darryl Strawberry comes off the bench, knocks that ball in the right field, scores 1, and it's now 4-1. And then you got runners at second and third. The Cubbies going to have to bring the infield in, and they don't have a lefty in the bullpen, I don't think. Nope. And they're going to stick with Lindy. It's his game now. And Lee's up. He's 1 for 2. He's walked twice, scored, and stolen a base. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now you got bases full. And they're going to keep the infield in now. Bases full of Mets. Jose Reyes is up. Here's the pitch to Jose. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. He's falling behind on these guys. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be lifted in the left field. Kingman's got it. And Jerry Speed, he's not going to try to score on that ball. Too shallow. So now there's 2 outs. And David Wright comes to the plate. And David is 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And the infield back now. That's a big swing and a miss. The Mets leave the bases loaded, but they scored 2. Make this a 3-run ball game. And Diaz will be coming into the game here. The pitch. Try to save this game. A 3-run lead now instead of a 1-run lead. 2 big runs in that 9th inning. And where's old Diaz at? There he is. And he'll be facing Kingman, Dawson, and Michael. Do they pitch hit for Dave Kingman is the question. He's 1 for 2 today. And do they bring out the bull? I think they do. I think they're going to bring out Leon Dorm's going to come off the bench here. So Dorm's going to come off the bench. Pitch hit for Dave Kingman. Where is he at? There's the bull. He'll stay in the game if they can tie it up and play left. And Leon's batting .350 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Diaz strikes him out for out number 1. And now you got the Hawk up. And Dawson, he is 0 for 3. He has flown out twice and struck out. And that's going to be a back-to-back strikeouts. Can Diaz strike out the side to end this ball game? And Michael's going to be pitched hit for. Michael's coming out of the game. And Jody Davis is coming up the bat. He'll stay in and catch. See if Jody can get something going here with 2 outs. Where's Mr. Davis? And Jody's batting .214 with a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 52 and a 38. And that's going to be strike 1. Jody swings and misses. And here's the 1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope. Yep, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. He doesn't strike the side out, folks, but it's a 1-2-3 inning. And the Mets win this game 4-1 and even up the series at 2 games apiece here. And it's only a 2-game series. Check out the box score here and see what happened in the game. And the Mets 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Cubs 1 run, 5 hits and 1 error. And the only one with 2 hits for the Mets was David Wright, 2 for 5. He was the man, drove in 2 runs. The Mets were 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position, left 8 men on base. And the Cubbies, old John Lester was the man. He was 2 for 2, folks, with 2 doubles. The Cubs 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, left 7 men on base. Jerry KOOSMAN gets his first win of the year, 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 8. Diaz comes in, gets his second save of the year, 1 inning, struck out 2. Poor Lester drops to 0-2, pitched a good game, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 5, struck out 8. Old McDaniel comes in, doesn't do a good job at all, and his defense let him down. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. Walked 2 and struck out 1. Take a look here at the standings and leaderboard after this. And the Mets are now only a game back of the Braves. Washington 2 back, Phillies 2.5, and the Marlins 3.5. And in the Central, you got the Brewers a half a game up on Pittsburgh. Cardinals and Cubbies are now tied with it being a game and a half back. Reds 2 games back, and the Houston Astros 2.5. Out west, the San Francisco Giants are a half a game up on the Dodgers, game up on Arizona, game and a half up on Rockies, and San Diego are 2 games back. Paul Molitor leading the league with a .560 batting average. Sammy with 7 homers and 12 RBIs to lead the league. And ERA leaders at 0. You got 3 pitchers tied with 2 wins. 2 pitchers, Suter and DeCalvi, with 3 saves. And you got Sammy Sosa leading in the MVP voting and John Rocker in the Cy Young. See what our next game will be here. It'll be an American League game. See who it'll be. And it's going to be the Rangers going to Chicago to take on the White Sox. See how many game series this is. So they don't play on the 7th. They play on the 8th. They don't play on the 8th. It's only a 1-game series. See if they play on the 9th. And they do play on the 9th. So they play on the 7th, the 6th, and don't play again until the 9th. I don't think they play on the 10th. We'll make sure here. Let's go to the schedule here. Go to reports. I want it to go to reports. And we'll go to organization and schedule. And gotta have that 3. What is Texas? Look at Texas here. What's their abbreviation here? Forgot you gotta have that 3-letter abbreviation for Texas here. And it is Tex. Copy that so we don't forget. Go back here to the reports. Go to schedule. And make sure this is only a 2-game series. Yep, just a 2-game series, the 6th and the 9th. We'll see what the pitching matchup will be here on the 7th. On the 6th, rather. On the 6th, not the 7th. They're off the 7th and the 8th. So it looks like it's going to be Dick Bosman going up against Harlan. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It doesn't cost a dime, so hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of Chicago, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all take care and have a great day.